Hey guys, Hal Jackie here. I'm coming at you with a new video, just showcasing a new city that I've got ready for development. So here's my mega region thing that you can see here, and you'll see in the extreme southwest a little bit of land over here, and that's where I am building kind of like the last strip of major development before it hits the big cliffs and mountain areas to the south. So it's called Davish Forest, and this is kind of like the grid for it here. I don't have the grid turned on for the region view. And before I go into it, I'll show you the transportation map, just so you can see. Let me just move that cursor away. And yeah, so you can kind of see it kind of blended in with the city above. This is actually the oldest city in my region. So it's directly to the south. It's finally getting a neighbor after like 10 years. Maybe 11 or 12. I don't know how old this city is. And you can see there's just like a little strip at the very edge and some farms. And you got a highway bypass of the main region. So that's what it is. There's also a rail line. So let's load her up. And yeah, so I basically have everything laid out in advance. I'm probably missing a thing or two that I'll encounter as the city grows. And yeah, so it kind of just comes up to this strip. So it's not a very big city, but I still think it's worth making a video to show you how the city grows, because I know a lot of people like that. And that's kind of how I play the game, right? Like, I like getting things ready as best as I can predict, and then obviously adjusting things as needed. But because this is the absolute extreme end of what I'm planning to build, in my region I don't expect a whole lot of rework needed, because obviously there's only a neighbor to the north and to the east. There's going to be no south or west neighbor. So shouldn't be too much demand on the transportation system. But yeah, we'll see. I don't have any new features in this as well. I'm just loading this with the latest NAM 41, but there is some good stuff in store for 42. Okay, so this is the city. I'll go through it before I press the play button. So we'll start. Come on. Even these small cities have some loading problems. So we'll start up here and just kind of go through it. So you can see I have a bit of an industrial area, and that kind of parallels the rail line. And then I've got the Wide Boy Road here, and it kind of starts to narrow because obviously you don't need 6 lanes at the very edge of the region. So it narrows to 4 lanes as it exits the industrial area. I got a cool little overpass here with the dual left turn lanes underneath it. That's a fairly new addition to the NAM, as well as these slip lanes. You couldn't build a dual left turn piece with a slip lane until recently. So that is kind of a new feature, which is very nice because it gives you a little bit more realism. I could stick one here, but it would look kind of messed up because I'd have to extend this rail overpass another tile to keep everything all flat. So I just put the one in for now. So as we move over this way, we start to get a little bit of commercial development along the main road. Couple of houses wedged in, and then of course some commercial development on the side of the freeway. This is very jagged. I don't know if things will build. I might have to level the terrain up a bit, but usually the zones are pretty good with building there. As we head to the south, you'll see the roads start to bend and narrow again before terminating. And then we've got just a simple diamond interchange here. This is probably going to get overloaded, possibly, depending on traffic patterns. Because I only built it originally as 1 lane, but it kind of needs 2, because we got a 2 lane here, so I may have to eventually make this 2 lanes, and then 2 or 3 lanes, and then back over here, it widens back out. So this comes back in, it curves, it goes underneath the rail curve here. I got a really neat little bridge structure here. This was, it was fun to build, but it was also a bit of a pain. We got a 3-point slip lane kind of configuration here, and you couldn't get all the turn lanes in just because of how close things were. So you get a left-hand turn here, but that's it. Everything else, you gotta stay with traffic, but whatever. And as you can see, this is kind of wedged between two diagonal rail lines. One's light rail, one is heavy rail. On this side of the highway, you've got, this is just my water treatment plant. You've got some industrial, and that's as best as I could make it with the light rail, because this light rail system parallels this freeway to the city to the north. So I have it kind of curve immediately before it approaches the hills. So we'll follow this, and this is where the light rail line terminates at a rail station. So there's a bit of an exchange here. I just kind of messed around with puzzle pieces. People were asking me how to do it. You can use that puzzle piece remover tool, I think it's called. It's in the highways menu under RHW. I forget the name. I always slip it. It's called the disconnector. So you can like hit disconnectors on the very edge to try and get it to look like that. Mostly for show, especially this loop-de-loop. You don't really need that. I could have it just terminate here, but it's a bit more realistic. You can have trains sometimes go between the lines. I'm trying to put in some kind of turn lanes here, just to add a bit more character to the roads rather than just have them stop. Because you can't really build real left turn lanes here, so I got like road 3 on the sides, just to try and mimic that a bit. And then some cool little intersections here as the road starts to widen up. Here, let's get rid of that. And then we head into very hilly terrain. So you've got some residences here, and then no zoning at all. These roads just connect to the city above, so I just kind of drag them through. You've got the main road here, a tunnel, why not? And more zones. Not a lot of parks, I might put some more in. And then to the south of the road, you just have some more homes and some commercial zones along the edge of the rail line. And that kind of breaks up the first piece of the city. So we head to the second piece. There's some more difficult terrain. More homes, the edge, some fun little roundabouts. Commercial area around a second rail station. Lots of slip lanes and tulips and stuff. That's what you call it. The tulips, the turning lane extension pieces. The acronym. And then things start to really open up over on this side as you have some very large lots for residential. So this could be like some big mansions maybe. Or just homes with large fields. Things got really hilly here, so I threw in a little bit of commercial, maybe like a convenience store or something. And that's kind of how it ends. But as we work our way to the south, you won't see any more zoning, but there is a large bike path that kind of follows this avenue parallel. This is the very edge of like development, so I thought it would be kind of fitting to have kind of an edge of the world bike ride, or whatever you want to call it. Like civilization ends to the south, so that's what you've got. So we'll continue to follow this, and you'll see one more intersection here. There's some farms to the south, and then that kind of bunches back up. We go back this way, and then that's where it kind of terminates in the interchange. So we'll just follow this highway down. This has been showcased in a few of my You Drive It videos, but basically it follows a relatively flat path here between a valley, and there's a partial Y interchange here. The main road actually curves, so that's why I've got this set up rather than something else. And this road just kind of goes out of town, whereas this one curves and forms like the bypass highway of the region. So you'll follow this in the middle of nowhere before you encounter a diamond interchange here, where there's a little bit more development just to kind of serve the area. That just heads out of town. That just heads out of town now as 3 lanes, and then we can go up this way. And I had a little fun using some rural roads. I don't really do a lot of rural stuff, but you got like no center turn lane, and then center turn lanes for these streets. I don't know how good that looks, especially without the welt textures and the transitions. But I think it's kind of fun. I kind of built them like that, like heavy farm and tractor equipment could go in the middle. I know you don't have actual like left turn lanes here, but I wasn't really going for that. I was just going for like a way with some space in the middle. Just something I've never built before. It was a bit of a pain to make, but once I got it down pat, I was able to recreate the setup for the other intersections, and then we head back up, and then that's where we start to find civilization again. So you can call farm civilization, I guess, right? It's not super remote. I'll just do a quick zoom out, and then I will hit the play button. So yeah, there's some cops, fire departments, not a lot of, I think I got a couple schools. We'll head down this way. There's the interchange and the other one. So yeah, without further ado, let's hit play and see how this city grows. You can see that I have very, very shitty opinion polls right now. I'm assuming these will go up. Traffic will go down, but let's see. We're gonna go straight to cheetah speed. And let's see if we can get some kind of development after a couple months here. Yep, we've got some already. Oh, come on, stop. My whole simulation is getting crazy. So yeah, we can see, you know, some houses and stuff growing. I'll take some screenshots. I got a bunch of new stuff too, like downloaded, like this curve thing with the internal street. That looks pretty freaking neat. You get like a whole bunch of little homes here. If people are curious what these are, I can query them real quick. So this is a small 19th century neighborhood. That's also a neighborhood of small 19th century. And you can see that the industrial might of the city is growing too. Well, let me get rid of these UDI icons. Come on. The game is freezing on me. There's too much going on at once. Even though I'm just on the play speed. So you go to my sim mode, and then that's the trigger to turn it off. Anybody doesn't know that. To turn off the grid, it's G, the hotkey G. Take some screenshots. And we got some more industrial development here. I might demolish some of this manufacturing stuff. Sometimes it takes a while for the taxes to kick in. Did I do my taxes? Make sure you do your taxes, people. Yeah, okay, I did my taxes. So sometimes it takes a few months, so even though they're being taxed at 20%, they can still get built. Yeah, we've already got some neat development. We got a food line. Kind of like a rural grocery store kind of thing. Real grocery stores would take up a lot more room. Some cool industrial stuff. People want to know what this is called. This is the South China Tea Factory. So yeah, lots of cool new industrial things. We got a drive-in. Drive-ins always like to build early. I wouldn't expect much on this end of town. Oh, okay, we already got stuff by the train station. That's cool. Lots of roundabouts, as you can see. Kind of just had some fun playing around with the roads in this mountainous terrain. And yeah, just some commercial development here. Usually the commercial industrial is the first to get developed, so we'll go back to cheetah speed. Watch this stuff grow. As my game has a hard time struggling to keep up. We have 396 people in town now. And traffic patterns are starting to get generated too. We'll see if they actually follow the roads that I built. Or completely disregard them and take the little roads. Oh, come on, this is like so slow. It's a 2003 game, and yet it doesn't keep up with a modern PC. got some cool homes here too. To slow things down a bit. You guys can hear the sounds of the jackhammers and stuff. It's always cool that you can hear that kind of noise. This is the Casa de Mama. That's a pizza brand here in Canada. There's a frozen pizza brand called Casa de Mama. It's okay. I've never been big on frozen pizza. I usually just say, you know, I'll pay a little bit more and get, like, you know, cheap pizza for pickup at my local joint. It's better quality. Support a local business, and obviously I don't need to put the oven on a hot day. I think it's counterintuitive to put the oven on in your house. Oh, I got like a hut. What is this, like 2000 BC? I don't know how I downloaded a hut. Looks like it did. It's kind of neat though. You get like a vegetable garden and stuff in the back. Just coring some buildings if you need to know. Oh yeah, and this is one of the new slip lanes that they got in the NAM too. These are very cool. These are just one-way roads that you drag and then they override. That's a dirty industry. I'm gonna demolish that. I gotta do some work in the industrial area, or else I get too much pollution, and people don't like that. But as I said, after a couple months, it should go away. This area looks okay. Manufacturing, I'm okay with a little bit of it. Go back to cheetah speed for a little bit. So this highway probably won't get a lot of use until I load up the city to the north, because then it'll know that there's neighbors and there'll be more connections between the city. So it looks like these areas, okay, so this is, remember I was concerned about the uneven terrain? Looks like my concerns are unfounded because, well, as you can see, things grew. Take some more screenshots. Sometimes what really slows my game down as well is the development of farms initially. So I'll check out my small farming area along that that stretch of road. That out of the way. Yeah, where is it? Yes, it looks like a lot of these have developed. Maybe just one farm left to go. You get, and then you can see the freight trucks. Freight trucks are going both ways. That's kind of weird. I guess it's faster to get out of town at a certain point this way versus the other. Or maybe they're just doing it to take a U-turn. Yeah, look at all this stuff come up. This is the very edge of civilization. And as soon as you get to civilization, it looks like you've got a Starbucks or something over here. Coffee shop. Now, you can get mad at me, but I'm not really that big of a fan of Starbucks. I'm pretty simple when it comes to coffee. I just want... That's a Krispy Kreme. I think Krispy Kreme's coffee is okay. I'm really not into donuts, though. I don't like the amount of sugar that you get. Just too sweet. And then your hands are coated in it. But yeah, back to coffee. I just like a regular coffee. I'll get a latte every once in a while, but it's more of a treat. It wouldn't be like a daily thing. What's built next to it? What is this thing? Is that a Burger King? It's a lot of stuff I've downloaded, I guess. Come on, don't let the game freeze here. There's just so many props and things that I guess have to load for this. Yeah, it's a Burger King. I think Burger King of the major fast food chains is the lowest one I would rate. Even McDonald's is better. I don't have much to say about McDonald's except for their coffee. In Canada, the McDonald's coffee is basically the best you can get of any like cafe or fast food joint anywhere, in my opinion. It's better than Tim Hortons. It's better than Starbucks, obviously, as I said. There's another smaller chain in this area called Williams, and that's pretty good. But that's harder to come by. The only problem is that if you want coffee at McDonald's, you're in the drive-thru, you just want to grab something, there's always like somebody in front of you ordering like 20 Big Macs or something, and it takes forever. So the convenience of places like Tim Hortons is still what keeps them busy. Why is this so slow? It's not even a big city. Come on. Can I increase the power? Sometimes I'll go to my task manager and I can see if I can get where is it here? Sometimes you can increase the priority. Doesn't really do too much. It's just those farms, I think. Maybe more farms are developing. Yeah, this is a new farm. When there's a new farm, my whole game just seems to freeze a bit. It's interesting. There's a couple of cliffs here that didn't develop. So I think once the farms are developed, there's only a couple spots left. We won't see much more. So where are these trucks going? Are they making a UE? Oh, they're heading right out. They're heading right out of town. Interesting. They're not using the freeway, but it's still a little while out of the city, whereas this road is very close. It's not much further to get to the end, so even though the freeway's faster, it's a longer distance to travel out. Like, look how far it's got to go. Yeah, I think I only got like 2 farm areas left. You can see traffic starting to use this outer road as well, the one with the bike path. So yeah, you can continue to follow this bike path just along this road. Looks like traffic is deciding to go this way rather than use this big road here. Once they start using the interchange here, it might that might change a bit. But again, that's probably once I load up other cities nearby. And it's now home to 27,000 people. Let's have a look. Might have to demolish some. Whoa, yeah, we got lots of stuff here growing. The rich people are coming to town. Sometimes they take a few months after starting the simulation. But obviously, a rich person doesn't want to live to a smokestack. Let's demolish some stuff. Not too much. Stuff I know is dirty. Keep a few dirties here and there, but nothing crazy. Game is really slow. And that has been so long. I don't think any new industrial, dirty industrial will develop. So it'll be a free-for-all for any newcomers. I'll have a look at some of the data views in a bit, just as the city slowly grows out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What in the heck is this? Ministry. Doesn't really give me a lot of information, but I guess I'll check my plugins. See if I have something missing for Ministry. If I can't find it, I'll just delete whatever I got. What is this, like a spotlight or something? Yeah, it is a spotlight. It's probably like a cinema or something in here. For it. Zeros. Oh, it's a nightclub. I'd say it'd be pretty small for a movie theater. With COVID restrictions easing, kind of do some nightclub stuff. It's gotta be like outdoors. Can't do karaoke either unless it's outdoors. So if you want to annoy your neighbors, oh, there goes the nightclub. It's gone. If you want to annoy your neighbors, you can do karaoke outdoors. Can't do it inside yet. Lots of repetition. Well, 3 in a row is not crazy. Got quite the slope here. It's a cool building here too with trees and stuff. A lot of the stuff I've downloaded recently is by a creator known as Matt B. 325, I think, is his numbers. So if we go on to SimTrop or SC4D, he's got a lot of the stuff that you're seeing growing here. Because back in my early days of playing SimCity 4, I mostly downloaded the really dense stuff. It wasn't until more recently that I started doing medium and low density. So I really didn't have a whole lot of that. So as these areas develop, they're medium to low density, which means they're newer buildings. I kind of like how this house developed on the cliff here. That's kind of cool. You kind of got like a basement window. Looks like a really steep outdoor patio, though. Watch your step. Game's freezing again. Maybe it's my last farm that's developing. Maybe. There's the hospital. Let's have a look and see. Are there any more farms? Doing a lot of zooming right now too. I'm just scared that my game may crash. I may do a quick save if all the farms are developed now, which it looks like. Yep, this is the last one to grow, so it looks like all the farms are developed. So I shouldn't see any more massive slowdowns in terms of the game performance. So to save, I like to put it on pause as well, just to make sure it's all good. And then I don't press any buttons when it saves. That can also help against any kind of potential corruption on your game file. If you also click around while saving, like if you have 2 monitors and you're running SimCity 4 windowed like myself, if I was to like go on an internet browser and check something while the game saves, that can sometimes lead to some corruption, but it almost always leads to having a blank tile on your region view. So you have to go back in, you have to reload the city tile, and then click save again, not touching anything. Cool, okay. So, coming up on 50,000 people now. I don't know what the city will peak at. Might get to 6 digits. Definitely won't be more than that, though. It's not going to be 1 million plus in this little town. Still plenty of room to grow out as well as up. Things will continue to get a little bit denser. Most of the city's zoned for medium density, But as we get to this, these more hilly open areas, these are all just low density. And you can kind of see that. This is where all the rich people that want to still be in town but not will get a home built. Yeah, the game's moving a lot faster now. You can kind of see all the lots get developed. One guy has a putting green in the backyard. I've been doing a lot of golf this summer. The last 2 weeks I've probably golfed more than I have in some years. Got a lot of traffic congestion on these roads too. Interesting. There's lots of alternate routes though. Right as you saw, there's the freeway. There's the 4-lane road here. I'll have to reload the city tiles next to it to make sure they know each other. Because this road was recently extended to the east as well. And I don't think there'll be any traffic on the freeway yet. Way, way, way south. It's way south. Yeah, it's completely empty right now. But it is a bypass road. No jobs. I guess the rich people need employment. I guess I can zone a little bit more commercial here. Not too much. I'll do just a couple, I think. Just to be like, hey, welcome to civilization. Maybe just like 6. Oh, that didn't overwrite correctly, and that didn't zone correctly. I don't often zone with the simulator on. But that's also a 5 zone. Not much will grow there. If I don't have jobs for the rich people, they're going to move out. Yeah, something like that. I know a flea market's not going to support rich people. Could do a little bit of industrial, high-tech industry. See if that helps. And obviously that'll push demand on some of the commercial zones to redevelop. Yeah, these highways are still completely empty. Coming up on 60,000 now. Things are filling up rather nicely. I think I've still got a dirty industry over here. I'll gut that. Maybe this one too. Do hopefully one last purge. By now they should know. If they grow, they're gonna get destroyed. I know I'm not getting them all, but that's okay. Yeah, that looks all right. Oh, we got lots of repetition here. Whoa, even more repetition here. We got lots of these buildings. I guess these are designated as medium density. Seem a little tall for it, but whatever. So this is the Tourmaline Residential. And then this one is the Standard Federal Savings. Something. Cool. Okay, so as most of the city's filled out now, I will look at some data views. We'll zoom in somewhere fun as we look at it. I don't know, maybe these roundabouts here. Did I miss a spot here? It's like empty. It's so slow to select her. I'm just gonna pause for a second. I will find, I think I passed it. Oh. Build that there. Put the simulation back on. All right, let's take a look at some graphs and stuff. So this is the outlay of the city without any data on. You can see it's very rough, but you can kind of see some flatter areas where the city is, and then it gets really bulging to the extreme southwest. Fire hazard, people are good. Crime, people are good. Pretty smart. Let's see, data views. Yeah, things are good. We got water and power. Zones, here's traffic. So yeah, there's a lot of congestion in these less dense areas, which is interesting. We'll just have to learn to use some other routes. A little bit of moderate congestion over here. Nothing crazy. Have a look at some of the volume here. Not a lot of people driving yet. Oh, traffic collision here. Those are always fun to watch. No freight trains yet. No passenger trains yet. It's just the demand's not pent up. Obviously no ferry or monorail because they don't exist in this city. I'll hit zones. You can see the zone layout here. That long strip here I believe is the bike path. So you can kind of see it there. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Now, land value should be pretty strong. Sometimes it takes a while to exit the zone view. Is it like half loads the underground as well? I don't know why it does that, but I'm sure some expert does. If you load a zone view in cities with subways, it takes forever to come back, especially in dense cities. Just wait a second here. Or a minute, or however long it takes. I didn't think it'd be too bad. I guess I was wrong. We got the music to listen to as this comes up. Hopefully you guys like this little town in the video. Sorry for this small delay. But I guess it gives you time to study the map so you can see industrials here and here. I zoned a teeny bit more here. The main swath is farms, a couple of residential areas in the different densities, and then commercial kind of strapped in certain areas as well. So you can kind of see how it works on the terrain too, right? You can see the highway interchange kind of laid out there in the softer areas. things get a little bit more hilly. Come on! I know the game isn't frozen. I just know it takes... Okay, here we go. I just know it takes forever. Alright, I won't hit zones again. Air rating, pretty good. Health is good. Air pollution. Actually, the dirty industry isn't performing too much at all. That's cool. No water pollution. Parks Aura, that's a new zone layout. It was created by, I think it's called the Corey Boom team on Simtrop. It just tells you that I think they want more parks. There's not a whole lot of parks. Oh, wait, that's super purple. Regular purple is lovely, so I guess this area is lovely or something. I guess they like it. That's an interesting new layout. Radiation's obviously being nothing, so yeah, that's what I've got. Coming up on 75k now. Let's check the charts. Been about 50 years, oh, maybe 10 since things grew. So crime's good. Good times all over the place. Air pollution is steady. 5 years is probably more realistic. You can see the top one. Yeah, that's the medium wealth. And there's a lot of rich people too, as I would expect. Good life expectancy. I'd like to live close to 100. Average income, about 40k. Income and expenses, I'm going to be running a small profit, looks like. And traffic volume is going up. But yeah, passenger train will get used eventually. So yeah, that's how things are looking. Just gonna go and give this city one more save. Then I'll head back into town. Take a look at the city and some closer views. Probably call it a part there. So yeah. Didn't take too long to save. Takes longer to come out of the zones view than to save. So you can see mostly filled up. I haven't been very nice to these areas though because I've been demolishing them. Ooh, that doesn't look very good. It's like trying to make a street connection. Actually, I kind of like that. You have like the turn arrow, like the turn lane right at the edge of the median. That's kind of fun. I still don't like it. Should fix it. Something else will take its place, don't worry. Red Lobster? And I haven't been there in ages. They got the good crusty bread. Nobody's been there before. You could just fill up on crusty bread at Red Lobster. You don't even need to buy anything expensive there. Get like the cheapest thing on the menu that comes with the crusty bread. And then you're set. It's probably like 2,000 calories anyway. So you got like your daily quota for the meal from just the biscuits. Yeah, no highway use yet. We'll keep some in this industry just because it's performing alright. Be cool to see some trains going through town, but they'll come. We got a couple of no Carzots here. This zone not developed the way I expected it to. Yeah. Yeah, you're not gonna really connect to anything by having your driveways pointed that way. I hear a collision. The avenues here. Oh, we do have a train. Hey, what do you know? Starting to use the train. It says none though. Maybe it just needs to update. Nothing yet. It's gonna go loopy-loop. Big towers. This zone might be a little too much for growth, I guess. We'll just make it a big forest. A lot of traffic congestion here too. Could be able to throw a bus stop in. Encourage some public transit. Up to 80,000. Yeah, maybe I'll call it when we get to 100. And in the road here. Repetition looks pretty good, I think. Maybe something doesn't want to grow here. Might fill in eventually. And then on to the other side of town. Buildings are kind of dreary. They don't actually add a lot of character. There's a lot of road congestion. You gotta use transit, people. Bank in Nova Scotia. Do I have any ordinance on that are like discouraging traffic? Or... Let's see. No, I got one on that might help though. See if that changes anything in the graphs. We'll check that in a couple months. Seems like everybody's driving everywhere. They're not taking any transit. Quite the congestion here. And here are some of the mansions and small houses with large lots. I like the backyard fencing here. That's actually kind of neat. So yeah, I think that's about everything I wanted to do. I don't think we're going to get to 100,000 soon. Let's see if that change in my city ordinances helps get people to do some transit. Let's go to charts, graphs. Yeah, so you can see the bus is starting to climb at least. Since I enacted that. Still no action on the light rail or rail. People don't feel safe. Where are my cops? Guess I should build a station. Right around here somewhere. That should help a bit. Cool. Okay, so I'll end the part by just doing one more save, and then we'll do some zoom outs. So to save again, I'm just going to put it on pause, find an area that isn't super developed, and just hit the save and wait maybe 30 seconds, 20 to 30 seconds, we'll see. Just sucks I'm not seeing much rail usage. That'll come. At least it's not crashing. Okay, so now I'll try and let's put on regular speed. Do some zoom out so you can kind of see what the city looks like now. Come on, you can load. I might have to put it on pause. Oh my goodness. This isn't even a big city. It's wrong. My computer. Guess just a lot of stuff for it to render. See the farms, west end of town. Yeah, this will be the edge of that big metropolis that you saw in the region view. That's cool. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Be back when I've got something else like this. And of course, I'll keep doing some UDI videos and things. So yeah, thanks so much. Have a good one. We'll see you next time.